Welcome to the Sports Junkie Late Nights. Um, I am pooped. Just built a fucking um 8 foot fucking a 6 foot trampoline in my backyard for my kids. God damn. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have a beer and I'm gonna try to see if there's some sports stuff on here to comment about because ain't nothing really crazy going on in sports, and you won't hear me talking about hockey because I could really care less about hockey. So that's where I stand with that. But let's see. Hold on a second. Tried to go live on TikTok. My phone keep glitching because I'm a real probably wouldn't know it about me, but like I'm just like I get super excited when like the new iOSs come out and shit, especially since it was such a big update this year. So I'm on that like developer account. So I I updated my phone and it doesn't come out for like everybody that doesn't really give a shit until like I think the end of the month, and I think that's why my TikTok is glitching right now. I try to go live on there because I'm gonna try to do like the late night YouTube live, and then have my phone going live for TikTok and shit. But didn't work out that well. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Gotta get this shit going so I can pour my fucking beer. Okay, what do we got? I got like a Jesus. Uh, got like a new mic going, so I hope that sounds crisp. So let's see. Uh, let's fuck with this first one. It's Carmelo Anthony on 7 p.m. In Brooklyn podcast, which I love. There's a few of the podcasts that I fuck with and I keep engaged with because I just feel like they're the players that I watched growing up or was really invested in, and they finally got themselves in like sports media. So I like it. Like I fuck with 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony. Um, and probably the only other one is like Gil's Arena with Gilbert Arenas because he's just a fucking fool. There's shit that I did not know about him. I didn't know that in his draft meeting they asked him if he wasn't going to get drafted, what career path would he take, and he said, "I want to be a pimp." Fucking wild, but he's hella insightful and just keeps it real. Swaggy P, former Warrior on the championship run. So yeah. All right, let's see. So this is it says Carmelo Anthony explains why the firing of Tom Thibodeau was the right move.
Do you think the Knicks overreacted? No. By firing Tom Thibodeau after one of the best seasons?
He said no hella quick.
And is a coach like your former teammate, Jason Kidd, the right replacement?
To answer the first question, no. And I say that meaning everybody else think that just happened overnight. That ain't just happened overnight. That's been the part of the conversation behind the scenes going on, observation, and you're analyzing, really scouting Tibbs.
The 0-10 record on against top teams.
Whatever it is, he was under a microscope for a period of time, so it didn't just happen.
Okay.
Now you start talking about Tibbs, and let's
It's true. He's been wearing out his players.
Tibbs is an unbelievable coach. One of the greatest basketball minds that this game has ever seen when it comes to strategy, X's and O's, the way he studies the game, the way he coaches the game, right? Let's get that out the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a peak, right? Because what adjustments are you going to make from here on out? You gonna get us here, but what adjustments are you willing to make? What adjustments are you going to make to get it over the hump, to get us over the hump, right? Your bench is a major issue, but everybody knows that. It ain't like this just happened. His bench has always been a major issue. He don't only play 6-7 guys. He's a loyal guy. He's playing with who he's loyal to.
Why not just pull him in the office and talk to him and be like, you need to emphasize your bench this year, or you're on the hot
seat. The Knicks
seat.
need a bench, bro.
But people can make the argument that he
Instead of make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and you're gone.
That can play.
Yeah.
If the guys play more, yes, cool. But when you're trying to win, champ, it's a fine line. It's a fine line of adjustments that you have to make. And he just don't make those adjustments when it comes to what's the adjustments that you need to make. Right? He went with Cat and Mitchell Robinson at the 4-5, which was really, really good. Really, really good. But they don't work together. As far as they not working outside the court, outside the games on what this could be between us and sit down and understand, Mitch, when I come here, they not, I doubt if they doing that.
On top of that, you
can see that.
Tibbs being under a microscope all season. Since Mitch came back, they had all season to see how the Cat and Mitch lineups worked, and we never saw it in the regular season until they had to go there.
You go back to what? What you loyal to. And I'm loyal to my system and what I do and the style that I play. Mitch and Cat was a 4-5 on anybody's team.
My new
you just gotta put them
cup I got.
So
I had to get the Golden State
Cat don't go to the basket enough, or he's not attacking the rim, is because he's going from half court to the rim. He's dribbling from the top of the key. That's a long run for a nigga who's 7 foot with the size, whatever shoe he wear. You know, I'm not, come on, you laughing and shit. I'm just saying, it's a lot of work for you to get from the top of the key to the rim. Without you being bumped, without you taking major steps, it's a lot of work. So I'm not saying to cut that out. I'm saying add. Add on to your shit. You know you can shoot through Trey, one of the greatest three-point shooting big men that this game has ever seen. Right? We know when you really want to, you can get down on the post and get to it. But you gotta be consistent with wanting to be down there and
that's
get to
the
it.
one thing that tweaks me out about him.
Hold on.
See, that's what they're talking about Cat needs to be more of a low post player, which is true.
I want to not challenge, but I want you to start thinking the game, right? Because now here's where the communication comes in at. You know what, this game right here, we putting them in the pick and roll. I understand what the game plan is. Brunson, me and you on this side pick and roll. And if they switch, I'm going to the block. And now it's communication. We shouldn't have to wait for Tibbs to draw that play up. It's if we see that and we know we need a bucket or we know we need the game to slow down, the IQ of the game starts to come in from the guys on the court. So we can't keep putting
Carmelo's going to be hella good at NBC. He's going to have analysts just staring at him like, you're so smart, man.
I was a hater.
That I want my two best players in the pick and roll at the end of the game?
All right. So
why?
So that goes to the question.
Why?
Was it a Tibbs overreaction? At what point does it stop being about Tibbs and be about your star players got to go above that?
I mean, maybe Tibbs should have told them.
I think we all overreacted because we lost, nigga. Like, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, we lost. It ain't, Indiana came in and did what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
We did what we supposed to do in Boston, and we were supposed to take care of that in Indiana, but we didn't. I think we got tired. I think we got worn down.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
I think the Tibbs shit was lingering in the background.
Okay. I can see that.
You can see the disconnect from the niggas on the team, on the benches.
So
Brunson gotta learn how to distribute more because he wears his own self out.
Watching the game from my own point of view.
Boy, you got a special set of eyes. See none of that.
It's a lot of shit.
Ivan Shumpert is the other voice. It's fucking hilarious.
These conversations is not just happening overnight. Now all of a sudden, Cat and this person not getting up. This been happening.
He the new Woj, man.
You don't know, I'm just saying. I watch the game.
Man. Melo the new Woj,
man. And I don't know none of this. This is just my observation on what I see that could be an accumulation of things that led up to us being mentally fatigued. I think we were mentally and emotionally fatigued. And then the physical fatigue
broadcast
started to wear in.
Twitch as well.
For Rick Brunson to take over?
I don't know who the coach. I don't think the Knicks gonna rush it.
Y'all played with J. Kidd.
That's temporary.
Is it? Oh, now it is right now. But the reports are there's mutual interest from Knicks to Dallas.
Who said it?
I think it was Wendy. I want to say Wendy. Or Steinlein. There was a couple people. I think it was Brian Windhorst that reported that there's mutual interest between.
Come on.
You know, they said they got 3 options.
I don't even know the rules on tampering or none of that dumb shit.
I can't believe I built it by myself.
Me for none of that dumb shit. I don't care, bro.
I couldn't leave, bro.
I don't care about none of that, bro.
You're out the league.
Wendy reported they don't need to necessarily go and ask the Mavericks for permission.
No, I'm saying I hope they don't never give me no information that I'm supposed to keep classifying. I don't care. I don't care. What Kanye say? It's up. It's up.
They know who not to go to.
Don't come to me with the shit y'all get the Woj and Shams. Don't come to me with that.
I don't know who the coach is, man.
Don't give me Melo's seeing powers, because clearly this nigga see shit. He see shit in the locker room. Nigga be in the crowd with me.
I don't know what goes on in the locker room, child.
Man, be in the crowd with me, man. He hear whispers in the locker room. Man, it's crazy.
I don't know what goes on in the locker room. I can't speak on the locker room and in the buses and the mailrooms and all of that. No, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't have that intel.
Right.
I'm not in the locker room. What I could say based off of what I see with my own eyes.
I just didn't think the man coached a bad ball club. Like that was good. I think
also a good team.
I think that exactly, and I think Jalen Brunson's evolution happens from this loss.
So what's the evolution?
His evolution is realizing that he's a point guard. Realizing that you don't just get to be Andy on Toy Story, nigga. Like that's what a point guard is. You're Andy on Toy Story. What does this toy do?
Bro, we can't ask that man to change.
What is this? No. It's
yeah,
not
you
that.
can.
You take nothing but 4, 5,
Melo
6
crazy.
a game.
Like, you could ask Brunson to change.
And make them feel like they part of some shit.
Understood.
It ain't nothing to pitch ahead, run through on the weak side, let a nigga just touch it, look at the rim, feel like he aggressive, even if he giving it back to you, and then you attacking a closeout. Like it gotta be less dribbles. And understand why you giving that motherfucker up. I ain't giving this bitch up because I don't want it. I'm definitely getting this bitch back. You feel me? But I'm not finna be wrestling with this nigga and doing
the whole game.
Yeah,
see what else we got over here.
Because we need you.
Yeah.
We need you postseason. We need you at the end of the game. Now it's gonna be
Yeah. Lou Will tells legendary stories from Kobe's last year. Yeah, let's hear that. My boy
Kobe.
Kobe.
From playing with the Lakers and Kobe in his final season.
I just remember feeling like, well, first, I want to say this. 2-4 started that season as Kobe Bryant. Like, training camp, he was pushing everybody. He was getting his body ready. He was getting his mind ready. He was making sure we all was on the same page. And then, as I remember it, I feel like 9-10 games in, his body started breaking down, and he came to the realization that this was the end, and his mentality shifted. He became a lot lighthearted. He became more easygoing, and I knew at that point he had kind of took his foot off the gas. Like he knew his body wasn't going to hold up to the standard that he had set for himself. And I was on the team with Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell. Nick was on that team. Larry Nance was on that team. They had a lot of young guys that they had planned to develop, but as y'all know, the Lakers don't develop talent. That ain't really what they into. And I remember them sitting us down and telling us, hey, the rest of this season is going to be about 2-4. So we're going to celebrate him. We're going to go out and compete, but it's about him. And from that point on, it turned into the farewell tour. And, you know, we started getting the posts of the nights that he was going to play, the nights when he wasn't going to play. Because, you know, if you go into a city twice, he probably wasn't going to play in the first one. He was going to play in the second one. All the Eastern Conference games that we only go once, he probably going to play in a lot of these. And so our focus kind of shifted. And the crazy thing about it was Byron Scott was still whooping our ass in practice, though. He was still whooping our ass in practice, but it's like, B. Scott, we in shape, bro. We 40 games in, and I remember having a meltdown. He had listen, 40, 50 games in, we doing a damn conditioning drill. I said, B. Scott, nah, dog.
Go to easy run 40 games in,
We are still doing a conditioning drill. So I have a meltdown. I said, bro, if we ain't in shape now, we ain't never gonna be in shape.
Right.
He called me in the office. I said, what's this about? I said, what is this about? He said, this all I know. I come from Pat Riley. It's all I know. This is my coaching style.
Shit, know something else.
Yeah, but yeah. But I just remember, like, Kobe, he wouldn't practice. He really wouldn't be around. Like, we had a thing where in the locker room, because y'all know he had his own separate locker room. He had his own room for him to stretch, and he had his own staff of trainers and whatnot. And the only way we knew what games that he would play, they would come in and take all his stuff out of his locker. So that's how we knew that he would play on certain nights. They would come clean his locker out, and we'd be like, Elvis in the building. That was our joke. Elvis in the building, but he gonna play tonight. So we used to come out the locker room out this door. Cole come out he come out the door. And one of the funniest things they used to do, mind you, didn't come to practice.
Kobe gotta be in the GOAT conversation. Shit's ridiculous.
During preparation for games, we'll be going over game plan, and he just be sitting there getting dressed. He'd be like, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, nigga, we've been working on this shit all week. What are you talking about? We've been working on this shit all week. And he's just putting his jersey on. Nah, we ain't doing that. And because him and B. Scott played together, B. Scott be like,
We ain't doing it.
we ain't doing it.
So Kobe became Pat Riley, so he did.
Kobe became Pat Riley, man. But as the season started winding down, man, I realized, like, that was my first time seeing somebody be celebrated and get their flowers. And, you know, God rest his soul, I'm glad that he was able to have that experience going out of the door, seeing how everything played out. I was grateful to be a part of it, and I was grateful to experience that and play with Cole.
It was crazy when you, especially with him, if you've seen him when he was younger, that mindset, but you got to see him at both stages.
Yeah.
The competitor, and then like a regular teammate. When he realizes, okay, this ain't it no more.
And I wish I was with him earlier in my career, because he did so much for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Just how he was just, man, laser focused, dog. Laser focused on attention to detail, things that he wanted to get out of the game and what he wanted to get out of himself and his team.
I still
he was down to challenge.
remember people calling me, checking on me if I was okay when Kobe first passed away.
I mean, as a hooper, hooper you wanted to see, but if you grew up on him and the stories you hear, you know, I used to talk to Luke Walton the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, after every game, I used to call, hey, what was this, what was that, why did you do this? And then when Quran came, that's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear about nothing else, right? So towards the end, you seem the human.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I appreciated the human more.
That's a fact.
Cause I'm not playing no more.
Yeah.
Right. So I wanted to see who are you guys after? So watching them coach girls basketball. When you say, all right, Kobe's on the coach girls basketball, you be like, oh hell no. But then a whole different person was coaching them.
Different temperament. Yeah.
Different, like it was patient, patient, caring. Don't worry about like wait.
And let me say this while I'm on y'all platform, man. His very last game against the Utah Jazz, I watched that man treat every single person with the utmost respect and dignity you can imagine, from the security to the
That's
people that
Kobe.
clean the arena. That man sat there.
He didn't want to leave, but he knew it was time.
It literally was shit stacked to the ceiling. And I watched him sit there and sign every single piece of anything people wanted signed for him. And that was like the most humbling human shit I had seen from him the 2.5 years that I was with him. I thought that was incredible. I watched that man. Anybody that wanted to come in there and speak to him and show him his love, he didn't shoot nobody away. He let everybody come in there and he showed them all respect. And I'm sure those are memories that all of those people carry with them to this day.
Yeah, because up to that point, he didn't allow it. Just he was, like you said, he was so locked in.
Yeah.
He was off limit. So he understood that in that moment, like you said, he was the human then, so he understood that he had took that cape off and like damn.
Yeah, he took his mask off.
Took his mask off, his cape off, and it's like, so that's dope shit to hear, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, when King take his cape off, you gotta get him at home. When he's around his wife and kids, you got slippers on. Want some to drink, want some food, go in there.
Otherwise, Kenyon Martin will fucking beat your ass.
Kenyon Martin. No, this. I was about to catch him on a tip. This nigga right here. But he's laughing and giggling and sniggling. That was the first time there. And once you come back more than once, nigga, you're not a guest anymore.
Yeah. So you get 3 shots at my house. Third time you at my crib, don't ask me for shit. Go do it.
Yeah, so I was gonna say again, so the patient part, man, when you are locked in and you built on something, you have this certain temperament, like, and people, like he said, coaching girls basketball, like, same shit with me. I'm coaching my daughter in them team, bro. Like 4th and 5th grade girls, dog.
4th and 5th grade?
Girls.
Man, you patient.
No, so, and then for me to be doing it, oh, bro, everybody like, yo, oh, boy, hey, man, I'm so proud of you, dog. Like, so it's love it, because it's.
Kenyon Martin is a fucking bully.
That, and it showed me a lot about me, right? So that showed Kobe a lot about himself as well, right? Being able to be this locked in.
What else you got? Yeah, we got like the big 3 going on. There was a big fight today with Dwight and Dwight Howard and Lance Stevenson. Such a coincidence, that Lance just had a fucking 1-on-1 100K game with fucking Beasley. I don't know. Too much shit connected lately. Alright, let's see this. Bounce back season incoming. Christian McCaffrey. Let's see.
We're back on NFL Live. Let's talk about the 49ers. Man, they just could not stay healthy last season. On offense, Christian McCaffrey missed 13 games, and Brandon Ayuk suffered a season-ending ACL injury in Week 7. Trent Williams missed the final 7 games with an ankle injury. And then McCaffrey's backup, Jordan Mason, also missed time. On defense, they were without Drake Greenlaw and Javon Hargrave for most of the season.
Now we're really fucking without them.
They also didn't have Charvarius Ward and Nick Bosa for a stretch. However, some good news for the 49ers fans. McCaffrey able to participate in minicamp this week, and head coach Kyle Shanahan spoke about what he's been able to do in the practices.
If I said it, I'd be making out, because Christian is, he is a psycho in a good way. And so, like, he does everything imaginable every single day. Last year, he couldn't because he was battling injury all last year. And this year, he's healthy. So he's right back to being who he's always been, and it's really fun to watch.
This offseason, I spent a lot of time kind of building back a base, starting from scratch. So a lot of it was rehab. I did that, and now it's, we can kind of kick back up the training again, but I feel great.
Great.
I remember even last year, before his season ended, some of the 49ers staff said they almost had to save McCaffrey from himself because he wants to keep going so badly. Good to see him back out there. Peter, do you believe the 49ers will have another season like last year, or can they get back to the contenders of old that we kind of got accustomed to seeing?
I think last summer and the summer before that were pretty turbulent for the San Francisco 49ers. John Lynch was on Pat McAfee today on this network, and I thought he made some good points. They got those 3 guys done before the month of June, and that means contracts. That's Purdy, that's Kittle, that's Warner. Those are the cornerstones of your team in a lot of ways, and of course Nick Bosa on defense. You have those 4 guys under contract, and you have them happy with their deals. Last year, their summer was upended by the Brandon Ayuk stuff, and before that, there was Trey Williams. And
Brandon
before that,
Ayuk
there was
still needs
Deebo
to fucking
Samuel.
mature too.
Everything's copacetic in San Francisco right now. They had a great draft. They rebuilt their defensive line, and I think Robert Saleh is going to play a major role in getting that defense back to where it was after the rotating door of Steve Wilkes and Nick Sorensen as defensive coordinators the past few seasons. I like the 49ers this year. It's only June. But I am very, very cautious to say that they're back, because what they did in that 5-year span is unparalleled in this conference.
I'm with you there, Peter. I think the biggest question for them is always health. Can they stay healthy? Right? And even when you look at some of those old teams and the way that they were going, look, if they have a healthy team, I trust Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan, because I'm part of their evangelist team, to get 9 or 10 wins in any given season. The question is, do they have enough juice to go beyond that? Because even if McCaffrey is healthy, right, he's an aging running back. That's a fact of the matter. That's where some of the injuries come from. As a former player, I can tell you we've all been there at some point in our careers. You lose Deebo Samuel, right? You don't have him at his height.
It's good we lost him. Fuck that complainer.
The question is, again, what does that firepower look like down the stretch? Because that's going to be the determining factor.
I think this team has some questions on defense, and we talked about the Pat McAfee show, Peter. I talked about the changes on the defense, and I said the only returning starter was Nick Bosa. I meant on the defensive line. I know John Lynch was quick to correct me, but Nick Bosa is the only returning starter on the defensive line. They're going to need players like Mikael Williams, and they're going to need players that they drafted this year to step in and fill the voids. It's a whole new defensive line. Yes, Fred Warner is back, but there are a lot of people missing on that defense. This is a remade defense with Robert Saleh in charge of the defense, and this defense is going to have to find a way to step up. There are some great players there, but there are some young, unproven players who are going to have to step up in their first year with the 49ers for this defense to have this team produce at the level it's been at in recent years.
I think we've established that we're all big consumers of other programming here on ESPN. I love that for us. Also, able to correct the record on this show. I like that. Let's talk about Brock Purdy a little bit, Peter, because he signs a deal and everyone knew that was going to happen, right? But how much pressure is on him after he does get paid, and especially after what happened last year?
Extreme pressure.
Laura, I'm new to the network. Give me like another month and I'll probably be flipping around. But for now, I'm watching, so I've been seeing it. It's good. Purdy's got a lot of pressure on him. He finally got paid, right? Like, it was this deal where we've been knowing it was going to happen. How much is it going to be for? It was a deal that made a lot of sense for both sides. But now it's like, this is your guy. After searching and going from Trey Lance, and we had Sam Darnold as a backup, and of course Jimmy G was traded for, and there's always rumors of Cousins and Rodgers eventually coming there. Nope. Brock Purdy is the guy, and there's pressure when he makes that money.
Also, the 49ers have the easiest schedule in the NFL this season. Now, that's
the
last
plus.
year's records, but still worth notable. All right, time now for one more thing. 40-year-old Browns quarterback Joe Flacco had some thoughts on TikTok.
No TikTok. The fact that people, that's different too, this generation, the fact that people want to get on their phones and show people the most, like, that's embarrassing. You're an adult, like, being an adult, like, it's just like, I can't wrap my head around that. And like, I get it, like, you have kids and like you want to have fun with your kids, like have fun with your kids in private, you know. That's what I think.
I mean, listen, just wait to see the TikTok dances I make this NFL Live group do in the season. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Hey, Hawk.
I'm feeling pooped. I might be done on here. Anything? Doesn't seem like there's really anything else sportsly to talk about. That's a new word that I thought of. Sportsly. Alright. I think I'm calling it a night. Your boy is tired. I'm gonna wait another 5 seconds to get to half an hour. Yeah, I was thinking about streaming all day today, but man, I'm tired. I'm gonna try to come on here regularly though. I like doing this. I like engaging with the videos, people, and yeah. I am the Sports Junkie, and I am calling it a night.